your mindset right now has to go with something that you are interested in first. Then you use that interest or that talent to build upon what you can contribute towards the society or the environment. We have individuals who are creating from textile waste, plastic waste, and even metals. And currently, I am eco backpacking through Ghana, and I'm finding a lot of these young people across Ghana. And all I can tell myself is, if I had this opportunity when I was younger, I would have taken it. I had to wait to be in my 30s before I could get most of this knowledge.
To the Spotlight Show, and anytime I'm on this, I know that I have something to learn, something to get inspired about in life. Today I have a wonderful guest I'm going to speak with. I've known him for a while, not a while, more than like almost a decade. So I think from 2014 to 2015, I've got to meet her. We worked in the same firm, I would say a company that was a rising media firm in Cape Coast, that is K360. From there, I started my little thing called Pledge Multimedia. She was my second hand. I remember we went to Vodafone office, a whole lot of stuff like that. Moving to GIJ. And today I'm here with her for this conversation. And anytime I have something like that, I'm here to learn a lot. So if you're watching us, I also want you to sit quietly, calmly, and let's have this conversation with her. She's very beautiful, adorable, calm in nature. Actually, the mind will be crazy. So today we can go into the mind small and know a little bit more about her. She goes by the name, I call her NAD, Nad, but you also know her, she's called Nana Aba Darko. Good evening, sis.
Good evening.
I said, this what you see, the smile, the composure, the charisma, looking is beautiful. How are you doing?
I'm doing so well. I'm actually blushing.
No.
Introduction.
You've done more than what I just said for the intro, but you are really doing well.
Thank you very much.
I know for this week, you've been in the festival week, going out. It's not even because of festival, you are already creating content back to back, speaking on various platforms, various events, various campuses that you've been to and events that you've been to. So the stress is already there. But let me say, this week, how have you been?
Okay. It's like this week I've been on a marathon of creating.
Okay.
And so maybe I'll conclude today and rest a little after this interview because it's really good, right?
Wow.
Yes. So this week we came for Fetua Fashe, but then I had to come from Accra. We went to conclude some other speaking engagements. Now we came to Cape. I don't always want to miss Fetua Fashe or Cape Coast because this is where all the creativity, the ideas, the introductions, everything started from here. So I don't always want to miss being here in Cape Coast. That is how it has been, I'll say.
Now we know how the week has been for you. How are you feeling?
I think, my creative elements, the journey continues, yes. And even currently, as we are here, creativity is still continuing right here. So I just feel like, whatever I really envisioned, yes, it's actually coming to life. I'm seeing how everything is supposed to be looking like. So I think I feel good.
Yeah, I introduced you with the name Nana Aba Darko. Those watching us, this is your answer. If someone says Nana Aba Darko, who is she?
Okay. So I'm Nana Aba Darko. I have an English name, but I chose Nana Aba Darko because of how I love my fancy. I just love Cape Coast and fancy so much. I love my culture. I love to travel. I love to see places. But through my journeys and seeing places, I discovered that there were problems. I also discovered that there were people providing solutions. And I wanted more information, but it was kind of limited, exactly. So I decided to go in and learn more about it. I love learning actually. So through learning, I would document, and then I decided to put it out there. So we started the Eco Backpacking campaign. So I travel, I based on sustainability, and I'm also envisioning myself to be a sustainability influencer. Very soon, we're also talking about climate as well. So we are still learning on the journey, and I love to learn. So if you hear Aba Darko, she's someone who loves to learn, she's someone who loves to see places, and she's someone who loves to teach as well. So watch out for more.
Wow, these things that you said and the one you said before this was a question I've been thinking of asking. When before I met you personally, you're on GBC Radio, and you're doing what was the name of the program?
Curious Minds, Ghana with youth,
something like that.
Yes, exactly.
So you're already on radio, speaking at that young age. Then I met you around 2014, 2015. Then I remember we went on a break a little bit from K360.
Yes.
Then we met again through Paquet to be at Yes FM.
Yes.
Where you were doing local news, I was doing international news on the entertainment show every Saturday. We did that for like a year before everything. Did you ever envision getting into this creative space? And at what point did you realize that I can do it and it's possible? Let me start.
Okay, from the moment I entered that radio station, I knew my path. Yes, but also it started way back in senior high school. My English teacher, Mr. Richard Kojunyako, I'll mention him. He was a journalist, and I really loved how he speaks. So through him and learning more about courses he can do with general arts, I wanted to be in the journalism space. But sometimes you know how we love English, so we feel maths. Yes, so I failed maths and I had to write again. Through that, someone told me about radio, and I was really interested. I wanted to be there the next day, and that is where I started going to Radio Central. And from Radio Central, I think I also met Kofyjesse Studio, Simpson, yes.
I think you were with Boom and Mike most of the time on Cape FM.
Yes.
Means we speak also.
Yes, yes. Through that, even that journey was even a bit more, it was exposing me more to creativity as well. Yes. So I realized I wanted more. And I also reached out to Mr. Nyako, and he directed me how I can apply for school and also work more on my interest as a creative. So through that, I I applied, and I wrote my exam again actually, the maths. I backed all my way because I was really serious. Wrote the maths, passed, and went to school. So it was during that period that I wanted to go to school, pass my maths, bag my hair, like it was like a reset for me. That everybody saw that I disappeared from everywhere. I didn't want to be around anybody during that time. And then I went to school, and we were exposed to a lot of possibilities. Our I think he taught us social. I always forget his name, and that's so bad of me. But he introduced us to Twitter.
Okay.
Yes, it was Twitter then, and through Twitter I learned a lot, and then that's where even my mates, I think Kalije, yes, we were all introduced to Twitter. I think they took it very seriously, yes. And I was interested in other platforms as well. So whatever he taught us, I applied it on Facebook. Whatever he taught us, I applied on Instagram, YouTube, and as time went on, I realized I was picking up, and I said, okay, then this is the right place to be. So that's how the whole journey has been like.
Let's go back a little bit and come. I love the conversation like that.
Sure.
Let's look at your I want to use the right word. The phase of life you were at that point when you wanted to write again. As you said, you didn't want to be around anybody because you were serious, you were in the mood. You went away from social media because what we started doing with Kofyjesse was more of events going, people getting to know you. You declined yourself from all these things. The perception of the dead, challenge for the other to forget about it, you being a lady, your dreams and everything. How was that phase for you?
Okay, it was really challenging. In terms of money, there was also a challenge in the house actually. So there are these phases sometimes you go through as families. So there was a challenge of money. there was a challenge of maybe parents wanting you to be a nurse or a doctor or a lawyer.
Opting other.
Yes, thinking that maybe that can secure your future, which they are right actually. I would love my daughter to be a nurse, so sometimes you understand them. So during that time, it was really sad, and then I didn't want anybody to actually include me in a space where I have to pick, because I really, excuse me to say, suck at it. I wouldn't be my full creative self. And also, of course, there were individuals that we worked with. They had higher education, so you could see where their organizational skills or composure is like. And so you don't want to necessarily be like them, but you also want to learn to improve yourself, and you see yourself like they motivated as you to also aspire to be that. So during that phase, it was really challenging, but I knew what I wanted, and then I went for it. When I'm speaking about it, I'm really, really emotional. So I went ahead to do it. So this is the first time actually anybody maybe in Cape Coast has heard that side of the story, because when I went off, everybody thought, maybe there was something, but there was nothing. I just wanted that. So when after school and everything, when I came back, it was very hard to go back.
Just reconnect with all these people.
So I just decided to move for it. As time went on, I've been connecting with each and every one of us, and we still create, like I'm creating here with you today.
Something that you said that also intrigued my understanding of life. What would you say about our social life in terms of Cape Coast, where we are, in terms of the bigger world on internet? See, we are more inclined to Facebook. That's what we were introduced to in our early stage. So that's what we are all used to. You being in school, like you said, your mates, Kofyjesse and stuff, being introduced to Twitter. Now looking at them, you are doing very well in the space that you choose. But most of the time, you have a challenge of us pushing our creatives to the bigger world using Twitter and other spaces. The only place that most Cape Coasters know of is Facebook. We go on Facebook, we post, and we think we are done, because we have had numerous opportunities where someone like Kofyjesse Viper has been on 3 music award nominations. People are saying, and even better music awards.
Yes.
And on sound, you need a lot of people to share about you, talk about you, and we don't get that. You were in that space with Kofyjesse when the teacher introduced you to all these things. What do you think we are lacking in Cape Coast here, that anyone watching in the creative space, we can all learn and improve on our social life in terms of internet, how we use it?
Okay. So there's one thing that I learned about Kofyjesse. His friends were really supportive. Okay, that is one. So I'm not saying our friends sometimes are not interested in this social media life or creativity. Let me put it that way. I don't want to push anybody away. Yes. So his friends were very supportive. When he tweets, they retweet. Now, when I tweet, one weird thing is I'm always tweeting something to be not in a good face. Of course, I can be very goofy, but I don't like putting it out there. Yeah. But he was all out, and then he posted about stuff and other things. Your friends can relate to those things.
Yes.
My friends might not relate to that, but he put himself out there, and the response was really good, tweeting about normal life issues and stuff like that. So that is one thing that I try to incorporate in my content, but I don't like being, I don't know, maybe sometimes I'm shy. I can be very goofy, but sometimes I will not put it out there. So he had supportive friends because of the kind of content that he does. If I came out and I was still talking about fashion, my friends would be interested because they love fashion and accessories. I put it on me, but I don't talk about them. So maybe very soon I'll start. That's an advice. Yeah. So sometimes it's the support and then the kind of content that you are doing. You don't really need to look down on yourself because you don't have numbers. Numbers are really good. At the right time you come, you find your people. But sometimes to your friends and those around you can't relate to push you. Exactly. Now, aside that, you also have to put your friends aside at some point and then focus on your target audience. Yes. So now I'm creating on sustainability and I'm seeing the results. I have met a couple of people who want to connect, who want to talk about waste and how they are making it into good things that we can use. So at some point you will see that you attract a couple of people because of what you are doing. And at some point you realize that no, this is not working. So you keep evolving. Yes, and that is where you find your people. Yeah.
We are still here on the Spotlight Show on Kofyjesse TV. We have our second channel, that's Kofyjesse Studios. We are trying to create content for every platform, so just make sure you follow us on all these platforms. Go on Facebook, Instagram, X now. We have TikTok as well. Go and search Kofyjesse TV or Kofyjesse Studios. You get everything. I'm here with my sister, as I said on. But let me tell you something surprising. Your Christian no problem. She's called Grace Nana Aba Darko. So Grace is a beautiful name, but she decided to use the local name so that she can project it. And I like it because it makes you unique. Everybody Nana Aba Darko, like everybody wants to hear that aspect. So let's come straight to our conversation before we went on quick break. And let's look at it. Friday, the life day is different from here, which we cannot deny. But people make it seem like it's going to be difficult for us to adjust when we get there. Within the next 2 minutes or 3 minutes, take us through how challenging was it for you moving from here, now going to have all your life there, campus, maneuvering your way through things there. How was it like?
Okay. So sometimes I don't like to brag, but I'm smart.
Wow.
Okay, so before I went there, I heard some of these stories as well. So I had it in my mind. So if I'm moving, I move with vim. Fear, but with vim.
Yeah.
So first of all, I moved with a lot of confidence.
Okay.
And my mother always will take me. She will lead the way.
Okay.
So you have to follow.
Okay.
So she always has the vim already.
Okay.
So you just have to follow. So I went with that, and then when I'm walking around, I just have to ask. Sometimes because I was really interested in social media, I would search about spaces, the directions and everything.
Okay.
Some of the things that was a bit different was my dressing.
Okay.
And that I would say.
Okay.
Even though you see some people dressing differently on social media and stuff, when I went there, I realized I was a bit different. So I tried to adjust myself to be an Accra girl kind of.
Oh, okay.
That one was there. And and that was a bit. And that was 2016. Yeah, the world I was growing up to, so it was you can easily be influenced by some of these things. Yes, exactly. So I learned from a lot of people, from my friends who were already. I also made friends. Like I always mention, friends can be very supportive. Yes. So I met them and then they helped me as well. So I made new friends who knew Accra and stuff like that. We moved around. We usually go to Makwala or Kantamati to pick up outfits and stuff like that. And then through that too, we also decided to we had a little mini group for learning as well. And most of my friends too, the new friends, were also interested in social media. Maybe not because of my topics, they might not be really around
engaging on that part.
Yes, they really like sarcasm and like Kofyjesse too as well. They put all these things out there so you can see. So it's through them I learned a lot. Through classes, through learning, yes, my lifestyle actually changed. Yes, but moving around Accra is not hard or it's not very different. It is like when you move there, you have to work harder because the standard of life there is a bit not very different. Airport is also expensive sometimes, but over there, like you have to use a bit of Takashi to get your opportunities. So I was socializing. I would go when I wanted to start this sustainability. I went for about 10 events in a row, and I met a lot of people and learned a lot of things. So before I started, I was being invited to the events to speak. I've already had my experiences with speakers, with people.
Okay.
So you have also when you hear ding, or the when you hear ding.
And before we go to that one, let me ask you this. So Naba, I'm learning from you.
Yes.
Every day anytime I have opportunity to see somebody, I want to learn a thing or two.
Okay.
I'm that kind of person. I'm a little bit like you.
Sure.
I'm good. I love to learn. But I feel like I'm more shy, more reserved. So if I meet Nanaba, we've had this encounter. So I either like know how to approach. Let's look at it. Going for all these events, when you meet somebody new, we are learning. You want to get connected to them. You have learned journalism and media and everything. What is the best approach that you need to use? So I've met Nanaba, I've watched interview. Oh, this lady, I really want to be like her. I've met her at an event. How do I approach you?
Exactly. Before you go to the event, you have to learn about the speakers.
Okay.
Yes. You have to learn about the event in the previous year, which people came.
Okay.
So I was like the learning still comes in, right? Yes. So I learned about all these things. Yeah. So before I went, I know Erasmus Donko already. He created on. They had a show where they created on Galamsey. I want to read the data before I met him. Yes. And during the event or being in a space like that, when someone knows that you are eager to learn, they are ready to help you. Okay. I realized we were in a small session. We were like 5 people. We didn't know who was sitting there teaching us. I knew he was a filmmaker, but I didn't read much. He had to introduce himself for us to know. And the moment he started speaking, I picked my book and started writing. Yeah, so that is one thing that people feel like you have to be smart, so you have to catch it. Yeah. So I said when I started writing, at that moment, he was making me assist him with everything. So I got first-hand learning. I started using the equipment and all that, and it was really great. So in a space like that, you have to show that you are really ready to learn. Okay. You learn before the event, and during the event too, you present yourself not as begging for something, but present your ideas. Present yourself as you are ready for the thing. Okay. And then you want to learn too as well. And then when they see the enthusiasm, or when people see your enthusiasm, they are really ready to engage and invite you to events like ours.
Wow. What you are saying makes me understand everything about life. I've gotten to realize with this new media, how information is being channeled out. If you pay very much attention to things, I feel like you are good to go. I watched a podcast from Richie Mensam, that is Blink's CEO, just last week. And the guests on it said a lot of things that I'm like, that is why sometimes the rich will always be rich. That is the difference between the rich and the poor is the span of information, how to use it. So you made mention of something like, before you get somewhere or you get to meet somebody, try to bring something on board with what you are saying. The person saw that you are willing to learn, you have something, you're taking your book, it means you are ready for a section. So let me just put a little bit on it and this let me go to go. Very well. Let's bring it back to Cape Coast. Last week, I was reading online and I saw a post from K360 on their Facebook platform that we should do something about the young ladies in Cape Coast, especially in turn behind Malcolm and stuff like that. The young girls are trading themselves for just fish, other stuff like that. And I look at you from Cape Coast, not far from Inton, see how you've grown. You've gone through your challenges, your phases of life where things were tough that you could have done something like that. But you said, I have a dream, I can chase it, it is possible. What are the young ladies here not getting themselves exposed to that would help them grow to be great women in the industry? What are they lacking?
Okay, one is the support from their parents. I think we play around that. It's like your parents have to support you and that is it. No, like your parents play a key role. The parents are, aside educating the young girls, the parents need to be educated.
Okay.
Exactly. But when we always take the education from the young girls. You go and talk to the young girls. But when she comes home and then there's no food and then she's going to do it, your mother will be like, okay, you're going to say this, bamba, that is it. So, like I said, my mother held me. She held me to go to school. When I barbed my hair, she was very supportive that, okay, that will make me concentrate on my books and not concentrate on looking very good for anybody. Yeah, so sometimes if she hadn't done that, maybe I'll say, okay, then what's the point? Because my parents, they don't even support them.
Yeah.
They are the people we look up to some way, somehow.
Yeah.
We look at them, look up to them for direction.
Yeah, they are our first mentor.
Exactly. So when we don't get that from them, we always seek from somewhere else.
Okay.
And if you are not lucky and then you don't meet someone that is really willing to take up a good challenge like that, you fall, yes, as a lady, as a woman.
Wow.
Even as grown as I am, still you can fall.
Yeah.
Because money is important.
Yes, important, very important.
But you know where you want to be and you have your values.
Yes.
You know. But aside of the parents, man can't some in
I can fancy.
And the like we have sin.
Yeah.
If you're a Muslim, you're a Christian, you're traditionalist. Sin is not something that affects God. It affects you as a human being. So sometimes I don't even look at it as sin. I look at it like adibia or affect you. So while that's now one extra day, adia me menya yarba mawuba. You see that thing. Mawuba sometimes the things that people will even say about you alone discourages you or doesn't even put you out there.
Yeah.
Yes. So who would have listened to me if I even did all these things, didn't have a baby or even get sickness, but then they know me to be in that space or something like that. It will be very hard to even tell your daughter that as I pray on yet. Yeah. You can't do that. The daughter herself now was a young there. So it's just within this circle. One can say some ever catch on or where you want to be in future is really what should motivate you to have a change. So don't really look up to other people who are, I don't know. Money is important, but we look at money like
with eagerness. We like that is the only thing that can.
Yeah, money is important too, but at some point you might regret what you've done. Yes. So you look at the future, look at how the thing is going to affect you, and then have a change of mindset from that. Wow. Yes, I'm also here for mentorship. I can link you up to organizations like even Molex Foundation. There's Comfort. There are other organizations that work with who can also assist you to find your path if there's no money, which is also important, right? Yeah.
Wow, beautiful. So I think you said one thing that also caught my attention, that in every aspect of life that we are working so hard to eradicate some of these things from our society. That's making sure we are empowering the females, the young girls and everything. The education should start from their parents. Exactly. Because if the parents get to understand and believe, they won't even allow you. As my kind of very true, so that is one thing that makes me believe in education. At a point, I stopped believing in education because I felt like our system of education in Ghana is a little bit tricky and shaky. We were made to believe that eco school but the generations have changed to a point that eco school your smartness, your intelligence, how you move and everything opens door for you. But one thing too I've believed with education is when your parents are educated a little bit in life, your life becomes a little bit easier. So though be a parents here rich, your life is a little bit easier than a of poor home. Because and put me restricted. Sometimes don't go, about 10, don't go, because your mother knows what can happen if you move out at that time. Yeah. But the parents are not educated. Entertain at a young age. It means you are open here to other things that might destroy the future. So I really get that. It's very true that the parents need to be educated to understand what you are talking about. Now let's look at where you are now, the phase that you are. I was thinking Nana is coming in, we are going to do the blogging. Nana will be one of the top radio TV presenters in Akada. I can link, oh Charlie, maybe you go to my woman. But I've seen you in a new space that is really moving very well. And your networking is also powerful because I was watching some of the things that you've been doing, the people that you are getting connected to. You really made us to understand how it started from school and everything. How has the journey been like?
It hasn't. YouTube was where actually I wanted the creativity to
to
start
go.
from. Yes. When I started YouTube, our camera was not really good.
Okay.
Yes. But then we started with what we had.
Yeah.
So the journey has been like using what you have.
Wow.
And then I'm not talking about the bottle, I think. Using your phone or something to film, bad sound, everything. You learn as you go.
Yeah.
And even for the bad sound or video that you've done, people get something from it. They get information. You see the comments. 2 people will comment, the next time it will be 3, the next time it will be 4. And through that, we're able to get to where we are now. It is not the best, but I think if we want to create something, we know our way around what we can use with what we have exactly. So the journey has been using what we have, and then through using what we've had, we've actually gained the recognition in the spaces that we want to be recognized for. Like I always bring it back to the reason why I'm here actually for the boot camp. So the journey has been good, hard, tough, but then it is worth it. I'm now seeing the results. So if you follow me, you see that I'm now seeing the results for myself. Yeah, it's also overwhelming sometimes. Sometimes you have to put your fear aside, and in the process of putting your fear aside, that's where you get overwhelmed. You are trying as much as possible to suppress that fear, but I go through that fear anyway and get things done. So it has been good. The journey has been good. It has been stressful. It has been challenging. But at the end of the day, wherever I wanted to see myself, I'm seeing myself there.
Wow, beautiful. I want to ask you this question. I want you to share with us your experience. The first time you went to GBC, you spoke on radio. The first time you had the opportunity to be a speaker and speaking, share with us the experiences, because from what you are saying, I know you are very good, you want to learn and everything, but I see you to be a little bit more reserved at a point if you are not doing what you are doing. Now you are speaking on radio where you feel like people are listening to me. I want to make it correct, I'm correct. Now it's not just on radio. Sometimes we are going to play a video of Nanaba speaking on, I think, an event like that. We are going to play it to you. Sitting there, having tons of people, individuals from different caliber of life sitting in front of you, and you know that what you are saying has power and authority. How is the experience like?
Like I always say, that's where I get overwhelmed sometimes. Yeah. So there was a time I was speaking, and the host actually commended me for speaking or talking about something really sensible, and she has learned something there. Yeah. And then so at that point, she was relating to me personally. I don't know if that is a skill or something, but so when she started relating to me personally, I forgot all about those who were sitting before me. So you just need to start connecting with the people or those who are sitting there already. It was overwhelming, I would say. But I've learned about speaking in public and other things. It's not always easy because at the end of the day, I always like being myself. Yeah. No matter where you put me, I come back to being myself. I'll learn skills. Or you see how people talk on radio or TV. Yes. I also saw that as a limitation. And then people don't agree with me. It's a skill that you need to learn for the work too. So I add my personality, I add how if I'm speaking to SHS students, for instance, I told them that I'm a creative person, so I think a lot about what I'm saying. So if I'm delaying with something, you get me. I read somewhere that it's not right when you say that when you're speaking. But then I related to them on that level, and at the end of the day, they came to me because they could relate to me.
With you and appreciate what you say.
Exactly. You don't need to be out of fear. You are a human being, but sometimes when we get to spaces like that, they want all of us to look like professionals. It is very hard for these people to listen to you when you come and you are talking about, let's say, educating these young ladies like this, and you come in and speaking in a so I also learned that part of me, and I stuck to that. So that is what actually worked for me when I'm speaking.
Wow. And I'm beja umako yaka and I'm interviewing the pen interview more bro for become in fiani but you go for super another second back to Cape Coast. And then I'm beja umako, your last word to my people. You are doing very well. I said I'm going to play videos of what you've been doing on the interview, so people are going to see what you've been doing, and I know people are going to be here to know more about you. But I want you to share with us your last words to my followers, those watching us, as a young lady, moving on this ladder, like it's very inspiring, it's very educative, and it's very fun as well, getting to connect to these people. What you can share with the world?
Okay. So I want to tell you that whatever you are good at, you can create something that can help the world, that can help young ladies, especially our young ladies who are being described in a certain way around intent, or as we always know in Central Region. So everything that you are doing, you can create something to help these people. I might be on social media, you might be good with arts, you might be good with singing or anything that you are doing in and around Cape Coast. Social media is a platform. Do it. Let's help our young women come out of this space, go out there and be big, even bigger. Wherever you want to be, you can be. Okay? Yes. So that is something that I want to say. I always say that wherever you are, whatever you create, even if you're a nurse, you're a doctor, there are doctors who are creating content, but they are mostly based in Accra.
Okay.
Sometimes creators, people watching us on social media wants to relate to people, things around them, proximity, right? Yeah. So if we start creating, we start pushing ourselves out there in Cape Coast, I think some of these things will easily change very soon. So I think we should do more of this.
Yes, yeah. So that's what I was about asking you. Have you had experience? Because I feel like those in the they understand it.
Yes.
So approaching them, having conversations with them, it's more easier. All you need to do is be formal with them. Let them know the time, let them know the schedules, they will make time for you. But why they have Dr. and it's coming on video and have you had experience like that?
Oh yes.
So how do you get rid of it?
Mm-hmm. So you see, let's even talk about the royals we have here in Cape Coast. Yes, I've seen that there are younger people who are joining as well. So they should start leading the way towards that. Okay. They have they have authority and casa over this. Yeah. So let's say if I am a royal, I say royals just so it doesn't get limited to wherever we are. They have an upper hand on making such decisions. Okay. Now, if I say, in the Yebe Church, Kofyjesse, because he has a platform to come and film this, the youth will listen to it. Exactly. Now, we have classes, we have schools, some of these young ladies are being taken out of this. But TikTok, they need something that they can relate to. So that is where I started the Eco Backpack. It doesn't have to be big English and statistics. Everybody I've seen they are doing things like that. So now I've started creating like an influencer. Exactly. Wow. I'll tell you that this is eco-friendly. When you buy this and you don't buy gold, people will stop mining. What I'm wearing is made from sachet rubber, pure water rubber, stuff like that. You just use common language, give them the space, and then they will listen to you. Yeah. Wow.
I think I'm learning a lot, and I love this conversation. So most of the time, during my interviews or during my conversations, huge numbers on socials. In fact, I have learned a lot from the conversation. We need to collaborate as a team. So now we are very fortunate. We have Okotoperi. I think who said one area of the oil you can collaborate with Okotoperi, get another on board, get myself. Even in your 10 people who then educate you and also your content here that to TikTok about. Them young girls Lankasa when they work you there but as work online now. TikTok and local community, if they are going to see the same thing, now education will meet on the same platforms, it's easy for them to learn. But right there, and one thing is, now social media is running on a high speed that it's impacting people more than what we even have one-on-one, because sometimes you go to hospitals and other places. Even the nurses the first thing you see them doing is watching TikTok. Exactly. So now social media is very powerful. So let me give you the opportunity, tell my audience your platform where they can follow you, where they can see the works that you are doing, and how they can get in touch with you.
Okay, so my name is Aba Darko everywhere, even on LinkedIn. I didn't use my English name because of you. So you can follow me everywhere. I create on sustainability, I create on travel. And it is not very complicated. I break down the statistics actually, so that you understand what is happening. So you can find me everywhere on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook especially. I'm very vibrant on Facebook because that's my first baby. So that's where you'll find me at. Yes.
Okay, so we are done with the conversation. It's been a great time here with my sister Nana Aba Darko. Now, just go on all social media platforms. Also go and search Nana Aba Darko. This is an opportunity for you as a young girl, as a young guy, not limited to only ladies, but guys as well. If you aspire to be something great in life, you have challenges from both home and even friends, just make sure that you link up with Nana Aba. Just go on Facebook, search Nana Aba Darko. Then just type in, "Good evening, madam," or "Good evening, sis. Please, this is what I want to do. These are the challenges I'm having." Whenever she has time, she will go through it and get back to it. Of course, I trust Nana on that. She's very responsive on things like that. So make sure that don't call them platform and activate interacting with them so that you can also grow your life. And I'm going to play videos from Nana that we're going to see on the interview. She has grown from a space where, as I said, 2014, 2015 when we met. So it's almost like 10 years, a decade. And it's been beautiful, it's been aspiring, it's been very great. I'm very happy that Motum Academy in Nana Aba. That's all we want from our friends. I didn't say Subun Academy. They made you look because she's doing something wonderful. And I'm very proud of you. Nana,
thank you.
Today, my show, I'm stepping out. You are ending the conversation. You are on all your show now, so I'm not sign out because she's into the job, so she knows how to do it. So she's signing out for us. Here's your camera. Please, I go by the name Kofyjesse. I didn't introduce myself because I had a special lady here who took over me on my blush. May lose concentration, but it's been beautiful. So now, sign out for my guests.
Okay, so don't forget to follow Kofyjesse everywhere, all right? And also listen to what we have to tell you. You can always get or find your path whilst you listen. Okay, so see you in another one. I always say see you. So on that note, then you say see ya.
Okay.
On that note, see ya.